Hi, and a very warm welcome to the Knit in Eillets podcast. This is episode 22, maybe? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure yet if I count the special episodes as episodes or not. I think I did with the last one. I am filming today from my garden. I hope the surrounding noises are okay, because there's the street over there, so I might need to pause and let a car pass or a motorcycle or something. But it was so nice again outside, so I wanted to film outside. So I'm sitting here actually on the ground because it's quite hard to figure out how to put the camera in my laptop to be able to film nicely. But I hope this works out, and yeah, we're having a lovely time together. Thank you for being here and watching this, and if you like to subscribe to my channel, maybe I should introduce myself again to the new viewers, maybe. My regular viewers, of course, know me, but for the new ones, hi, I'm Saskia, I'm 37 now, I'm Swiss, but I live in France, near the Swiss border. We moved into our house with garden last September, which is why on my channel, if you go and see about the videos, you will see a little break of videos. That is why. I had a lot to do in my garden and in the house, and according to renovations. But now I'm very motivated to bring you a more regular podcast episode. I'm starting with what I'm wearing, which is also at the same time my finished object, and it is my, sorry, I'm slipping off my cushions. This is my sorrel, summer sorrel. It is the second time I knitted this t-shirt, and I knitted it almost the same as the first one. Let me just fix my bra strap there. And I just love knitting this. It's so much fun. It's so quick to knit up. With the pattern here, it's really easy, and you just want to kind of finish the short ones, and you want to finish the long ones, you want to split for sleeves, and so on. It's knitted top down in the round. I cast on for size 2, although I am actually a size 1, but I wanted a bit more of a scooped of a neckline, because of a cleavage, you could say. Because in summer I really like showing off necklaces, or like showing a bit more skin. Basically, it's not like a huge cleavage, but a bit more than it was in the picture. In the pictures it's like around here, which is a bit too closed up for my taste for summer. So I casted on the number of stitches for a size 2, but then reduced after the last increases here. I have increased less stitches, not just following the chart normally, and then at the end I kind of calculated the difference between the stitches for size 1 and size 2 and how much I had to increase, and this gave me a kind of a bit of a different increase in the last one, but it's nothing very hard to do. So yeah, I love it. It is knit in a wool, which I have a bit left off. Actually, I used one skein and a bit, well, half a skein, maybe 1.5 skeins. But I also knitted it quite long because, yeah, I like my t-shirts to not be cropped, so I can kind of push them into my skirts or trousers and they stay there. And not every time I make this, it kind of flops up. I don't like that style. I think I'm too old for that one. We had that when I was 12, 13. I had the belly-free crop top thingy going on already, so been there, done that. I'm 37, it's not for me anymore. I think it looks nice though still. I like the cropped style, and I have some more very bumpy bicycle going by. I have some kind of cropped-er t-shirts, like not very long but also not cropped that you can kind of see my belly. So this yarn is from Forever Taiga yarns. manage to show you the etiquette. So this time, Forever Taiga yarns, which is kind of has become my local yarn dealer. It's called Silky Single, 70% merino, 30% silk, 400 meters and 100 grams, and it cost me 29 francs. It's a very good price. I love the color. I'm not sure you can see anything now because I'm in the sunlight. The sun is kind of hitting my face. And to make sure, I go back to the sun too. So I really love it. I love the fit. I love the style. I did very short sleeves, so I basically just took on the stitches and just knit like 1 or 2 rounds and then did the very short ribbing. So it has a bit shorter sleeves than my first one because I really like those kind of almost cap sleeves. Yeah, I knitted it with this fingering weight yarn on 3.75 millimeter needles, if I'm right. And yeah, I love it. And it's a perfect weather to wear this. It's cooled down quite a lot. We had 34 to 36 degrees last week and the last 2-3 weeks, and now it cooled down to kind of 25, so 24, so it's quite nice to wearing this. Did I forget to tell you something about the summer sorrel? It's from Wool and Pine, of course. I forgot to tell you the designer, oops. Summer Sorrel by Wool and Pine. My finished object, and I actually had to start over. I started it during a knit and meet somehow, and I kind of tried to start it on the circular needles, which turned out to be not good. I had a twist in the cast on, so when I had like this much, I had to undo it all and start over. Normally I start all my cast-ons in the rounds on double-pointed needles, and then after the first 2 or 3 rounds I kind of switch to the circular needles. So now we stay at the finished objects, and I show you a half finished object, and every time I say that you know it's a sock. I don't know why I always have one sock finished when I'm doing a podcast and not the other 2, but well, that's it. So I was itching for something small and fun and easy, so I did a vanilla sock after my vanilla sock recipe, and that's this one. And I love it. I hope you can see the color. It's this stunning kind of blue, minty blue. I think the light is really bad, but I can't see. It's actually this from das Mondschaf sock wool, merino sock, and 400 meters on 100 grams, and I think it's 75% merino and 25% polyamide or something. And this is actually the Swiss Yarn Festival dye-lot, so she did this color just for the Swiss Yarn Festival, and I bought one because I really liked that color. It's nothing I would wear like up here. It's not my colors, but that's what I like on socks. You can kind of try out colors you would not wear near your face and just have fun with them. So my vanilla sock recipe is always toe up. I don't know why anyone would, out of their free will, knit a sock top down. I tried it twice and it's horrible. So toe up only for me. And yes, I will convert every pattern if possible to toe up, or I will not knit it. I'm not knitting top down socks. I hate that. So yeah, toe up. I cast on 14 stitches. I knit 2 rows, and then I pick up on the other side of the little piece I've knitted, the other 14 stitches, and then I start knitting in the round and increasing every round first and then every second round until I have 28 stitches on the front and 14 on the 2 on the back. I knitted with 4 needles, not 5, and only on DP ends. Then I do a ribbed pattern like 3x1, or a broken rib, or just plain stockinette. This varies what I feel like. I tried to do this little rib part here at the bottom after the toe. It actually was kind of a mistake because I kind of just knit 3 by 1. I was like, oh, the back of the foot, I don't need it. I thought I'd leave it because it could be kind of a nice anti-slip. You know, when I go into shoes with woolen socks, sometimes they kind of start slipping a bit to the front. So I thought maybe this helps prevent that a bit. So I will do it on the second one too. So, and then I go stockinette, and rip until it's 17.5 centimeters, and then I do my shadow wrap short row heel, which is my favorite heel of all times. I tried a heel flap and gusset once, well, twice on 2 socks, obviously, but hated it. I really hated it. No clue why everyone's doing that. So shadow wrap short roll heel, and they fit my foot so nicely. It looks a bit messier than I'd like to because of the color, I think, of the hand dyed. With the speckles, they kind of, especially this side, they kind of managed, like here it's more of the green blue, so it looks neater, and here's a lot of speckly thing, so it looks a bit wilder. But it's okay, I mean, it's the heel. No one ever sees that. I don't care. Then I need up, 3 by 1 all around. Did a little garter bump rows, like 2 rows of garter stitch. Then I decreased 4 stitches and did a picot edge. So it's folded then and sewed down here, which keeps it very nice and elastic, but also sturdy, and not too loose and not too tight. So I really love that. I already started the second one. I'm just finished the increases, so now it's going to be a little bit of rip in the round, and then I have to measure how long I did this for and then change the stockinette on the foot. So yeah, but I had other things I was knitting on, so that's why it's not finished yet. I knit this one in 1.5 days approximately, so I'm quite fast at socks. Oh, and I knit them on 2.75 millimeter needles because I'm a very tight knitter. Anything else to say? I love the wool from the sock wool from this Mondschaf. It's really, it's just, I love the fluffiness, and it's kind of, you know, you have fingering and fingering. Sometimes it's kind of holy and it seems to be thinner and they kind of break more easily, but this merino sock wool from Das Mondschaf is really nice. So I have a wool of hers and I have the socks for a very long time now. So love these. So an almost finished object, but we are actually in the whip section now. Sorry, I have to scrunch it all in one bag because I don't have any bags left. Need to make some bags. At the Swiss Yarn Festival, I bought this yarn, which is the Pascuali Suave extra light organic cotton. It is 100% cotton, and it's, did I say how? Ah yeah, 162 meters on 25 grams. So this cotton, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of brushed, fluffed. I don't know, it looks kind of like a suri silk, alpaca, or not a mohair, because it's not itchy, and it's the softest I have ever had in my hands of cotton. It is gorgeous. It was quite expensive. I can't remember the price, but it was, I think, 9 to 10 francs a ball. So I bought 3 of those on the Swiss Yarn Festival. I wanted to knit the Taurin scarf by the Creabea, and I started it, and it's the wrong wool. It's I couldn't see anything from the pattern with this wool because it's so fluffy. So I kind of, and I couldn't undo it, like rewind it. It kind of sticks together quite hard. So if I kind of, you see, if I pull one string, like there are 4 hanging on there too. So I scrapped that plan and did a, I'm hanging with the names, the Petite knit thing. I did a Sophie scarf, but a bit a bigger one. So that's it, and you can see it's quite big. I just started knitting because I wanted it to be able to kind of go around my neck like this, and so I can then make a little knot. So I went for the bigger version. I can always put that here. So I love it, and it's, oh my gosh, it's the softest I've ever done. This wool is just everywhere, and it's so nice. As you can see, it's quite see-through, so I'm wondering, I didn't do a swatch, I just started. And I started on 3.5mm needles, and it's quite see-through, but it should be kind of a little summer scarf. Could also use it as a kind of a headscarf, but it's intended as a neck scarf. Bit of a bigger one, not this kind of handkerchief, or what do you call it, like where you can barely tie a knot and then it's something around your neck. But a scarf, but not a shawl. Like if I'm a bit cold in my neck, I can kind of put it around and have some warmth. So it does not need to be kind of very thick and woolly and everything, so this is perfect. It's drapey, has a lot of drape. It's beautiful, and I love this wool. And I'm actually, if I would do a garment, well, I have to see how it behaves after blocking it or washing it. It might kind of fluff up. That's my hope, that it kind of gets really fluffy. And maybe I found a substitute for mohair, or alpaca suri silk, because suri silk is fine if it's a soft one, but it's quite expensive. And this one is a bit less expensive because it's cotton, but it's very nice. But I have to see how it behaves when I wash it, so I'm very keen to finish this. There's not much left. I'm now at the 8 decreases. Oh yeah, I have to tell you, I changed the decreases. I start after pattern to the blue marker with an increase every 8th row. And then I went to an increase every 6th row, because I wanted it to be a bit more wider. So I don't like this kind of tiny thing here. And of course I did the increases back with every 6th row, and now I'm on every 8th row. So I'm actually just, this little bit is missing. So I will finish that very, very soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. So my Sophie scarf, love it, and I'm very keen to see how this wool behaves when it's with water, when I washed it. Then let's go to my long time whip. I think that's the one I had the longest now. It's been over a year. Let me just, I have to untangle here. Like about 1 year ago, I guess. A bit more even. I started the Foliosa scarf by Justina Lorkowska. I hope Lete's knits. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, I'm sorry. So I started the Foliosa scarf, and I started it with a hand-dyed, how do you say that, fading yarn. So it was a dark purple around here and a very light one in here, by Bilum. I think this is Bilum yarns. That was my chicken. Sorry if you heard that. So I still have a lot left. It's a lace yarn. I think it's a merino lace, or a silk merino lace, something like that. And I had my local dealer, Forever Taiga Yarns, I had her dye another lace yarn. Like a, I don't know, silk lace something, I can't remember. And it's in a kind of very light lilac color. So I held them together. This is the rest, that's why it looks like that. And then I held the two together and I knit this scarf, or shawl. It's rather a shawl. Let me show you this side first. It's quite easy. So it's this flower pattern. Now you can see it a bit better here, and the rib, twisted rib section, flower pattern, twisted rib section. So it's a shawl, like around my neck shawl. It's not like a big wrap or something. So the pattern, this part here, the upper part, it had some flaws, but I was warned by another knitter of the knitting meeting I sometimes go. She warned me that the pattern has some flaws and that it's not always matching up with the increases at the beginning. It does for the rib, it's not a problem, but for the flower pattern. So you have to kind of read the knitting and see if you're in the middle. Sometimes it adds up and sometimes it doesn't. So the pattern has a little bit of flaws in this chart. But what sold me to that pattern is actually the border. The pattern has a border, the leafy border, a lace border, which is just gorgeous. And when I saw that, I knew I had to do this. My hope was that I would go from dark purple to really the light one here in the middle. But I did use only half the ball, so yeah. I just stopped, I thought it's okay, and I laid it to the side because I wasn't sure what to do. Should I do the lace like this, and it kind of has a fade too? Should I take another color entirely? Should I do just the hand-dyed yarn? And I held it, and suddenly this spring, I was like, no, I'm doing it. I kind of saw it before my inner eye. I said, no, I do it with this bright, really soft pastel-y purple. So I held it together, kind of unwind the ball, separated it and held it together and did the lace chart. The lace chart originally has bubbles. I did them once and I hated them. So I didn't take them out because I didn't hate them that much, but I hated doing them and I don't think they look nice, so I just skipped them. I just did the lace without the bubbles. So I'm currently around, the green stitch marker is the middle. So I'm not yet at the middle, and it's 10 repeats. One repeat has 26 rows. And you knit it sideways, as you can see. So you have the stitches on your needle, and then you kind of pick up the yarn here, and then you knit the lace sideways. And whenever you're at the end here, you kind of knit two together with one of the stitches of the shawl body, to say. So that's how you go along this way. And you see I have another long way to go. So yeah, but it's beautiful. I love it, and I love the color combination. I think it looks really nice. The darker body and the light ruffle here. Then, of course, it's not blocked, so it will open up quite a bit when it's blocked. But I love this leafy lace pattern. I love the little picot edge border you're doing. So it's a wonderful, and this chart is perfect. So this chart is no problem at all. It's just the flower chart that is not always correct with the increases. You have to fiddle around a bit, like knit two together where you shouldn't, or add one in. You kind of see that it's not matching up, but it's okay. It's doable. It's not hard. So yeah, now my problem is I'm playing a bit of a yarn chicken game. Because this is what I have left to do more than the half of the border. I was sure it will be enough. I had such a ball of lace with yarn. I was like, yeah, easy. That's enough 2 times. And then I'm now at 10th, after the 10th repeat, I'm like, I have to do 11 or 12 till to the middle, and then again. Is this working out? Because the other thing is, the first ball was of course loosely wind up, and now it's winded up by hand. It's a lot tighter, so it's very hard for me to guess. It's 22 grams left. So yes, I talked to Simon from Forever Taiga Yarns if she could do another of those, and she said no, not exactly, because I don't have that yarn base anymore. But I could take another yarn base and do a very, very similar as possible dye of this color if you need it. So I said that's good. If it's a bit of another base, no problem for me. It's a shawl. It's not like a t-shirt where you will see exactly where it changes. It's wrapped around my neck or maybe around my shoulders. You won't really see it. But I don't know yet if it's not working out, and I'm right, and it was like, yeah, it's fine. So the next repeat I'm doing, I will kind of weigh the two balls before doing the whole repeat and then weighing them again to see how much grams I actually use for one repeat, and then I can calculate if it's working out or not. At the 19th of July I will go to the knitting meetup at Forever Taiga Yarn's shop, and I will take some. The yarn has one issue, it's very tangly. So you have knots very easily and they are very, very hard to release. So this just tangled up in here, and I know if I just put it back it will get even worse. So it's a really bad yarn for tangles. But I have some rest because of that, because when I rewound it, it kind of tangled up and I had to cut it. There was no chance in losing up the knots. So I can take these kind of rests and show her and give it to her so she can really match up the color as close as possible. So this will not be a project. This is not top of my priority list. It's if I have it this year or next year, I don't mind. But it's really, really fun to knit this lace chart. It's you have to think, you have to be there, and you kind of start after one or two repeats. You kind of start to see the lace and you see the pattern and you see if it's correct. So I love knitting lace. It's fun. I love knitting patterns and I love knitting lace. I'm not that much of a fan of cables because I find them a nuisance with the needles and in the back and then go back. And I'm not sure. I love cable knit sweaters or something, but I'm not sure I'm going ever to make one, but maybe I do. So this is the Foliosa scarf by Lete's Knits. And someday it will be finished, but it takes me about an hour and something to make one repeat. So I do normally one a day. And I did 10, but I didn't do it every day because like sequentially, or how do you say that? Consequently, like every day. Sometimes I left out a day because I was too tired, or because I really have to focus. I can't. It's just not a. You can watch a movie and do this kind of lace chart. You have to concentrate. But I love it, and I'm really looking forward now. I was for a very long time I was unsure about my color choice, if this was the right combination here. But with this, really love it. Chilly wind here. Now my last just started whip. And I'm a bit boring concerning yarns today, I realize. Almost all of them are from Forever Taiga Yarns, except the Pascuali and the one from Mondschaf. 2 years ago, or no, 1 year ago, I bought this beauty. It's a pure silk fingering weight yarn. It has some tiny kind of brownish and golden yellowish speckles. Maybe you can see it here. Yeah. And for the longest time I didn't know what to do with it because this was quite expensive and I didn't have the house yet. I kind of splurged a bit more on yarn. So this was in my yarn stash now for over a year and I was like, do I do this? Do I do that? It was clear to me it needs to be something summery because it's silk, so a t-shirt or a top. And first I wanted to do the Eillets shirt, but I bought the pattern, I read it, and I was like, oh, this just sounds so complicated. And I didn't have the mindset for complicated shirts, or patterns. And I know it's not the easiest one because Simon from the dyer from Forever Taiga Yarn actually knit that shirt. She said it's gorgeous, but it's not easy knit. So I was like, oh, I don't feel like these complicated patterns where I have to think to just get it. And I was like, okay, let's just wait and see. it was too expensive of a yarn to knit something. I'm not 100% in for it. So this summer I kind of took it out as like, I have to do something with it, and I wanted to have, I only have one Cecile top, like with tank top kind of style garment, and I have one with a bamboo cotton lily leaf top, which has a little bit of tiny sleeves. And I have a Cecile top, which I did in a cotton, which is, well, not very nice, so it's more of a garden top or chicken top or something when I do work. It doesn't matter if it gets stained. But I didn't want to do another Cecile top because I already did two, and I love wearing them. I like them. They are so nice. So I wanted the same kind of style, and I came across the Hope top. It's by Dulu Muck. I'm very sorry if I Dulu Muck. I'm not sure if I Dulu M-U-C. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, your knitting name. But Dulu Muck, it says. Bit of a strange designing name, not one that kind of sticks to your mind, I think. But the top is gorgeous, and it's very simple. It's just kind of a stockinette top, but it has around a V-neck, which I like. And it has this little tiny cable coming down the V-neck and around your armholes. And I think it's just a tiny rip around the waist, well, the end of it. So I started this with this silk, and I'm in love. I mean, the twisted cable thingy will stand out a bit more when I washed it, I'm sure. But I love it. So this is kind of the left sleeve. So I'm now at the, I manage the increases for the V-neck here. I have to do kind of 3 more, and then I also start the increases for the armhole. This is just gorgeous. I think you do the left and the right, and then connect them a bit, and then you do the back straps, and then connect them. And the good thing is you don't need to go back in and do kind of a finishing. You already have done that. So it's so nice, and I love the occasional speckle in that yarn, and the sheen and the drape, and it's a very kind of a bit of an A-line shape top, and I really like that, like loose, summery, airy, with this lovely silk yarn. I'm loving it so far, and it's fun to knit. It's cable. You need to have a third needle. I started this on DPNs because it's just so less stitches. I don't like to have this cable always. It's handier for me to do like that. And at some point when it gets too wide, I will change to a cable needle, of course. I knit this on 3.5mm needles, which I think is perfect gauge. It looks so neat already, and I haven't even blocked it or anything. So it will look very nice with this cable. I'm looking forward to having it. Otherwise, it's very simple. It's just plain stockinette. And yeah, I love this yarn. It's quite slippery. So you really, it's not a problem for me because I'm a very tight knitter. It's kind of strange for me to have these loose stitches in between because it's that slippery, but kind of managed to keep it neat enough, I think. So this will be lovely. The Hope top on the silk, 100% silk yarn on 3.5mm needles by Dulu Muck knitting designer. I'm loving it. And plans and acquisitions. My plans are definitely to finish the Hope top and the Sophie Scarf and the sock. So I will have some finished objects and some summer stuff. I will see how far I get with the Foliosa scarf. Then I'm thinking about, I have to get back to the, well, I have to, it sounds like I don't like doing it. Of course I like knitting on it, but I'm a bit stuck on Sleeve Island on my Tulip by Ririko. So, but I want that one for autumn really badly, so I need to go back in and do the sleeves. And then I have some ideas. I don't think I will knit any more summer stuff because summer will already be over almost. And yeah, that's fine with me like that. And I have my Foliosa scarf as a summery knit if it's very hot. Or I can do another sock or a little fingerless mitt, because that's what I want to do. I want to do a fingerless mitt. I will have left over from the Pascuali Suave yarn. 1.5 balls, and I'm thinking of holding it together with another fingering weight and do some fingerless mitts. Very simple ones with a rip on top, like kind of like the North Wind ones I did for my dad once, like with a rip on top and just fingerless and a thumb, and yeah, having some simple mitts because I will love them. And I do love them. In the car in the morning when I'm driving to school or to work, I'm really happy about my fingerless knits because the steering wheel is really cold in winter and I get very cold hands very easily. Fingerless mitts is definitely on my list, which could also be a good summer knit, especially with the Suave yarn and the fingering sock yarn. Then I'm torn. I have 2 things I want to make. I have a staffin pattern in mind by the Creabea, but I'm not sure yet if it should be the t-shirt, the long sleeve, the cardigan or the vest. And I have the leather vest, which I actually have the yarn for, and this will be kind of a cable thing, and I would love to do this because it's not a jumper with this where you have to cable the sleeves also, but it would be with cables, and I really like the pattern. I love how it looks and I have the yarn for it, so I might give that a go. Then I have 2 sweaters in mind I want to make, so I might do another stick season sweater, maybe a stickless one, maybe not, I'm not sure. I bought the yarn at Swiss Yarn Festival, like a kind of a tealy, bit tuned down bluish colors, so but a brighter one, so I really want that. And I have my really thick fluffy sweater I want to make with the teddy yarn I bought from Forever Taiga yarns and the very cheap yarn I bought in a commercial store on sale. So what I saved for the commercial yarn I spent on the teddy yarn. So in whole the sweater is not a steal deal, but fine. It should be a very comfy, cozy, fluffy, probably a raglan sweater with a v-neck, something easy peasy, a bit oversized so I can throw it on when I'm around the house. These are 2 sweaters I really want to make. Simple ones, not too much fuss. Maybe I want to take kind of the pearl side outside, like here, from the teddy yarn sweater. I think both ways it looks really great, the combination, but maybe the pearl side looks a bit better, I think, so I might want to do a reversible sweater maybe. I really have to be very careful how I weave in my threads and stuff like that. Those are on my to-do list for autumn. I did order some yarn, but I think this will be next year's project for a Staffin Light t-shirt or vest from the Creabea bamboo yarn, bamboo DK, something like that. A light color, solid, so you can see the pattern really well, but this might also be for next spring. I will pick up my Man shawl, of course. I want to finish that. It's not that much to go, actually. Well, it is, because it keeps getting bigger, of course, and it's mosaic stitch, but not all the way, so still a bit to do, but I want to finish that this winter. The rest will be... I'm not making plans too far ahead. At some point I want to make a cardigan for next spring-summer, maybe, a spring-summer cardigan, but I'm not sure which one yet. I have several patterns on my laptop in my Ravelry library, which I could make, but I'm not sure which one it will be. And I don't have the wool yet, so yeah, it will be a decision for next year, I guess. I want one because I realized when it's in the evening, I'd really like to have something kind of very easy to throw over, which is not like a sweat jacket or these very thin, tiny knitted fabric cardigans I have, which are quite old and not that nice anymore, so I really need something for next spring summer, not this year. Yarn acquisitions, I don't have any acquisitions at the moment, except for the yarn that is coming, but it's a hobby yarn, so I'll show you when it's here. I will go to Montpellier in autumn, November, and I will have some free time there. It's a kind of a work-related trip, but I will have some free time in which I really want to check out the yarn stores there. So if you know any good yarn stores in Montpellier, France, please let me know in the comments if you know any yarn stores there that I have to see. Really keen to see what is there, and I'm allowing myself to buy some yarn there. Then of course I have to do some gift knits. I have to I promised my dad I would do him some socks and fingerless mitts, which in his size is not that quickly made. The biggest size of most of the patterns is not big enough for his hands, but I took notes for the last ones and I just redo these, and the socks as well. I took some notes, so I just redo it. My mom wants to knit a vest, or asked me to do her another vest, but I'll see if I have the time. We still have a lot to do around the house. We are almost finished with the chicken coop and run part. The chicken coop is finished since a long time. See the special video from last time for more information about the chickens and the garden. If you like that podcast, please like it, subscribe to my channel if you want to. You can find me on Ravelry as Eillets and on Instagram as knitting_Eillets. I hope you like that podcast episode. I hope you have a nice rest of the summer, and we'll see us hopefully not too long from now. Bye!